All Renegades of Puck to the trenches. It's time for Renegades of Puck TV. Welcome to the bunker. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier, and you have joined a unique hockey experience, the essence of no half-stepping. You can get all of the information that you need about this show by going to renegadesofpuck.com. Right there, that will give you access points to our merchandise. You can catch the classic logo t-shirt, and that has been marked down to cost for us for right now because we want to get as many t-shirts out there and on humans as possible. We've also released our brand new alternate logo, and we have so many other great pieces of merchandise out there. We've sold out so you can buy in Renegades of Pucks. We'd appreciate you checking out our merchandise at renegadesofpuck.com. Also, you'll want to give us a follow on all of our different social media accounts. On Twitter, give us a follow at renegadesofpuck.com. Make sure you are retweeting those links. We are going through great lengths to create extra promos, to get some eye candy on Twitter. Those extra videos that you're seeing, we are putting in the no half-stepping effort on that to make sure that we have the best presentation possible so that when you do pass those links around, people are receptive to it. Everybody knows a renegade out there, so make sure you're helping us recruit them and find them one renegade at a time on Twitter at Renegades of Puck. Also, give us a like on Facebook. We've got a whole bunch of people following along right there on Facebook, and we're trying to give you more and more content on that platform as often as we can. So we would appreciate you, again, sharing those links, giving us likes, comments. We will respond to you right there on Facebook when you go ahead and reach out to us, communicate with us. And again, just search Renegades of Puck. And of course, on YouTube. Over 100 subscriptions now, and when you get us up to 125 subscriptions, I will release a never-before-seen photo of a High Council of the Renegades member wearing their brand new jersey as they got a jersey presentation made to them last season. No one has ever seen this photo before, but when I hit 125 subscriptions, I'll go ahead and release that photo. Trust me, you will definitely want to see that. So give us those subscriptions on YouTube. And of course, if you'd like to be a partner of the show, all you've got to do is go to Venmo, search Renegades of Puck, or scan this QR code that is on the screen right now to go ahead and make a donation. Partners like you are what is making this happen. Built by Renegades for Renegades, every contribution helps. We'll be adding a second mic position soon so that we can have a co-host in studio, so that we can have a special guest or two in studio from time to time. Now that we're getting the capabilities of building it through your generosity, we're going to be able to continue making this show right here even better. That is my hope throughout the first year, to put every dollar donated to the show back into the show to continue making it even better. And we will make it better, Renegades. We're only a month into this presentation, and I promise you, bigger, better, bolder, more cities, more expansion, more opportunities for each and every one of you to get involved. And you can do that by just giving us a couple of dollars there at Venmo, and several of you already have, and that's just simply incredible. We're so thankful and so appreciative of you. And listen, while I know there's not a lot of reasons to have grievances right now, it is called the Grievance Line, but it's really just the Renegades of Puck voicemail. If you'd like to call and leave us a message that we can feature here on the show, 615-640-0916, 615-640-0916. It's open to you 24 hours a day. It's your opportunity to speak to the Renegades of Puck directly. If you leave us a great voicemail, we'll go ahead and feature it right here on the show. It's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed listening to the voicemails I've been getting so far. We just haven't gotten to the point yet where we have enough material to put together a compilation, but we will. With the Nashville Predators playing as good as they have been as of late, there's not a lot of reason to complain, but there is reason to have a lot of fun right there on the Renegades of Puck phone line, 615-640-0916. And hey, everyone following us along on Twitch, it is a lot of fun over there. It is very therapeutic for your host and captain to be able to talk to the Renegades live. Not only do they get the information first, but they get to see what's going on behind the scenes. We do bonus content on the Twitch backstream feed, and we also make mistakes. Yes, that's right, Renegades of Puck. Mistakes are made when filming this show right here, and you can see them all as they happen in real time right over there on Twitch. It's just a different way to consume this product, another alternative. And the Renegades of Puck are trying to show you exactly how it's done. For better or for worse, we're letting you see everything that goes on behind the scenes, and we think it's for better. It's impressive to be able to see how it's all put together and how everything functions from a production standpoint. So again, that's what happens over on Twitch. We've got a whole bunch of great sponsors and partners to the show, and I'm going to run through them incredibly quickly here. Rebirth Sports, I want you to check them out by going to rebirthsports.com. Hockey tailors, they can outfit your entire operation, and they can make you look incredibly good, just like they do for the Renegades of Puck. This jersey right here, so many other jerseys that you've seen me wear in the past for the Mighty Drunks and for other teams and in tournaments. The Rebirth Sports operation is just simply incredible, and our partnership with them is long-lasting, and I very much look forward to every time I get an opportunity to talk to those guys up there at the office. Also, I'd like you to look up Stripe Digital Solutions at stripedigitalsolutions.com. Not only helping us build and maintain the website, helping us build this logo and all of our merchandise, but now helping us with our marketing plan and getting our logo and our ads out there in front of many more people. There are Renegades and untapped resources all across the landscape, and as we look to grow from what is a local hockey show and operation to a much larger operation and a hockey force, we will depend more and more on Stripe Digital Solutions to help us with that, and you can too. So go to Stripe Digital Solutions or search Stripe Digital Solutions on Facebook and Instagram, and Strong Style Fitness. StrongStyleFit.com or Strong Style Fit Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Give some stick taps, love, and respect right there. Over 150 workouts already there for you on YouTube, completely free from a certified personal trainer, 100% donation-based. Get moving, Renegades of Puck. A healthy renegade is a happy renegade, and I need you in the trenches for the long haul. So get yourselves motivated, get yourselves moving, and do that with Strong Style Fit. Now listen, you're here for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so after getting through a lot of that stuff, let me get into this right here. The Nashville Predators find themselves, after 15 games played this season, in third place in the Central Division with a record of 9-5-1. After a 1-4 start, they are simply red hot as of late, including a lengthy road trip. They have 19 points on the season and find themselves 1 point behind the Minnesota Wild, tied in points with the Winnipeg Jets, and as of this recording, ahead of the St. Louis Blues by 1 point. The Nashville Predators now back on the road after a one-game homestand with a record of 5-2-1 on the road, and the Preds have scored 44 goals on the season while giving up 39, a goal differential of +5. For the Nashville Predators, after that one-game homestand that we will recap in great detail momentarily, the Nashville Predators are now off to take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs sit second place in the Atlantic Division on home ice. They are 7-2-1. They have a record overall of 10-5-1 and have 21 points. Now, this is the first of two meetings between the Nashville Predators and the Toronto Maple Leafs this season. The second will come at Bridgestone Arena in March on the 19th, when the Leafs will make their only visit this season. Now, for the Preds, this is their only stop on this road trip. They'll also stop in Ottawa on Saturday and Montreal on Saturday. Then you will see Monday the Nashville Predators will return home versus the Anaheim Ducks, and then the 24th versus Vegas, the 26th versus New Jersey. So the Nashville Predators will have a legitimate homestand coming up after the next three games. Taking a look inside the Leafs' most recent action, just in case you haven't been tracking a lot of Eastern Conference hockey, it was on the 6th of November that the Leafs picked up a 5-2 win versus the Boston Bruins. Then on the 8th, a 5-1 loss versus the LA Kings. They followed it up with a 3-0 victory at Philadelphia, and then a 2-1 overtime victory versus the Calgary Flames. The most recent game for the Toronto Maple Leafs took place on the 13th of November. It was a 5-4 victory at Buffalo. Woll was in net and went 23 out of 27 to pick up the win. On Thursday, the Maple Leafs will face off at home against the New York Rangers. That is their next game after the Nashville Predators. Now, for the Nashville Predators, taking a look inside the numbers, you would anticipate with the Toronto Maple Leafs a high-powered offense. And yes, they certainly have individual skilled players that can pile up points in any situation. But the Nashville Predators overall in team rankings might surprise you comparing to the Toronto Maple Leafs. In goals for, the Nashville Predators are actually ahead of the Toronto Maple Leafs at this time of the season, ranked 19th at this point, 2.87 per game for the Preds, while the Maple Leafs are 25th in the league, ranked with 2.69 per game. Goals against, the Preds are 9th best in the NHL at 2.60, while the Leafs are 10th at 2.63. Shots for is one place where the Nashville Predators simply have not been getting the numbers. Ranked ranked 30th in the league, 27.7 per game, is not going to get it done over the long term. But it is about quality over quantity. And I will leave that department to Brian Basson and Renegade Analytics Desk to tell me exactly how that league ranking and metric is affecting the Nashville Predators. Now, the Maple Leafs are 7th in the league in shots for 34.1 per game. When you look at the special teams, of course, the Leafs have a great power play. They're 7th best in the NHL, converting at 25%, 11 out of 44 on the season. They also have the 5th best penalty kill, only giving up 6 power play goals against this season. The Preds, though, surprisingly, after the last few seasons talking about how poor the power play always was, now to talk about them having the 4th best power play in the league is extremely exciting. 11 out of 41 on the season, or 26.8%. The Nashville Predators do have the 22nd rated penalty kill in the league, and it is simply because they are just taking too many penalties, especially against teams that aren't that good. When you take that many penalties, you are going to ultimately give up some goals against. A couple of other numbers for the Nashville Predators, taking a look at their stats leaders at this point in the season. Matt Duchene is leading the team in scoring, 9 goals and 7 assists for 16 points. Roman Josi is right there at 16 points. His breakdown is 6 goals and 10 assists. Mikael Granlund also at 16 points. His breakdown is 3 and 13. And then Ryan Johansson having quite a good start to the season, but it sounds like he's falling off the pace from the rest of his mates that are surging ahead. 5 plus 4 equals 9 points. I expect a big game out of Ryan Johansson coming up here in the next couple. It seems like these fellows are rotating big games night in and night out. And when your top 4 or 5 players, top 4 or 5 names are rotating top performances, the Nashville Predators will continue with these types of hot streaks. And this is with Tolvanen and Forsberg out of the lineup, and Tolvanen really on a cold streak up until last night's game where he did pick up 2 points. But we're going to get into that in just a second. A couple other notes. Forsberg still on injured reserve. Carrier is listed as day-to-day, and I'm so thankful that he is day-to-day and he is okay. I was so fearful when he blocked a shot with the back of his head and he was down motionless on the ice. I was so fearful that the news was going to be beyond terrible. So I'm so thankful to hear that he is only day-to-day with that hit to the head after blocking the shot. Forsberg, I just mentioned, is on injured reserve still. We'll hopefully have an update on him soon. And Borowiecki, as you know, he got a kneeing penalty, a major penalty, and he was not suspended or given any supplemental discipline today by the NHL. So he will be eligible and available for the Nashville Predators in this next game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Couple of news and stats for the Maple Leafs. Tavares leads the team in scoring, 8 goals and 7 assists for 15 points. Nylander, 7 goals and 8 assists for 15 points. Marner, 3 and 11 for 14. And Matthews, 6 and 6 for 12. Of course, the Leafs have some incredible, high-powered individual skill. It's always just a matter for the Leafs of if they can put that performance together across a team-wide scope and come away with the victory and not just a bunch of statistics. Now, Jack Campbell and Ned is 8-3-1 for the Leafs with a .939 save percentage and a 1.82 goals against average. UC Saros, 7-4-1, a .927 save percentage and a 2.17 goals against average. UC Saros now easily getting rid of that reputation for having a slow start at the beginning of the season, looking incredible in net so far for the Preds. That gets you all set up for the Nashville Predators and the Toronto Maple Leafs. We've got to go back and check out everything that happened between the Nashville Predators and the Arizona Coyotes. The Nashville Predators return home for a 1-game homestand and look to be walking right into a trap against their new Central Division rival, the Arizona Coyotes, in their first meeting of the season after a successful 6-game road trip known as the CMA road trip for the Nashville Predators. One night at Bridgestone Arena before heading back out on the road. John Hines looking for some energy and effort early in this game, deploying the lines that look like this. Jeannot, Johansson, and Tomasino, Cunnin, Granlund, and Duchene, Trennan, Sissons, and Olivier, then Tolvanen, Novak, and McCarron back in the lineup. Great to see him back on the ice after being injured in the last game. Josi and Fabro, Ekholm and Benning, Borowiecki and Myers are your defensive pairings, and UC Saros gets the start net for the Nashville Predators. We're just 1:42 into the game at Bridgestone Arena, and it's Olivier and O'Brien, 5 minutes each for fighting. This was a strong bout and no doubt near the tops of hockeyfights.com. This was a highly entertaining go between these two guys right there. Started at center ice and ended up going all over the place, but it went on for a while, and it was a hell of a scrap. 2:30 into the first period, McCarron drives the net hard for a scoring chance, 4:29. Myers, shoulder drops Eriksson in the neutral zone. Myers was just an absolute wall on this play. At 11:14, it's Matt Duchene. Of course it is, with his 9th goal of the season, giving the Nashville Preds a 1-0 lead. Yossi Battle just throws off 2 checks and makes a great pass. Duchene doesn't even get all of it. It's a far post wobbler, but it goes in when you're playing with that much confidence. Even when you don't get all of your shot, it finds its way to the back of the net. Great job by Matt Duchene to give the Nashville Preds a 1-0 lead. At 12:30 of the first period, we see Borowiecki as he knees Jaskin in the neutral zone. Roussel then jumps Borowiecki, and we have a whole lot of penalties involved here. So what we have is a 5 for kneeing on Borowiecki, plus a 5 for fighting, plus a 10, which equals a game misconduct. And we also see on Roussel 5 for fighting, 2 for instigating, and he also picks up a 10-minute misconduct. So 17 minutes for Roussel. What we would end up seeing come out of all of this is Borowiecki is, of course, gone for the game. Supplemental discipline was not warranted by the NHL, and that happened today. We'd see a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, then a power play for 3 minutes. But then Fabro would pick up a 2-minute penalty for tripping, so we would see a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes for the Arizona Coyotes. UC Saros comes up with a save on Keller at the top of the crease. Then he comes up with another save on Keller from the sharp angle. Then he comes up with another save on Chychrun. Then Chychrun misses the open net. Saros comes up with 4 total saves during this 5-on-3 where the Arizona Coyotes controlled the puck for virtually the entire 2 minutes. The D was absolutely out of gas and worn down, but they were able to bend, not break. Right after all of the power play scenarios for the Coyotes wrap up, at 17:47, it's Boyd that's off to the box, 2 minutes for tripping on Tommy Novak, and the captain of the Nashville Predators, Roman Josi, is picking up his 5th goal of the season, giving the Nashville Predators a 2-0 lead. Right here at the end of the first period, it was a give and go up high, and as they expanded the area out wide, Roman Josi finds the lane that he wants and just unloads with a low and heavy shot that finds its way to the back of the net quite easily. The Nashville Predators are not only leading 2-0, but out shooting Arizona at the end of the first period, 6-5. At the second period, 1:40 in, Saros comes up with a save on Keller. It was a strong opening shift, a good response by the Arizona Coyotes, but they would run out of energy fairly quickly. Novak would go to the box at 4:04, 2 minutes for high sticking. Chychrun would pick up a penalty, though, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Fabro's stick was down on the ice. Chychrun pushed it away. It was very obvious, and it happened right in front of everybody, so that is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. We'd see a 4-on-4 for a minute and 15, then a Preds power play for 45 seconds where Johansson would hit the post. At 7:02, Mikael Granlund's 3rd goal of the season was simply a wrist shot through traffic from the circle. Granlund just skating and playing with such confidence and really, truly has been easily one of the best Nashville Predators since John Hines has taken over as the head coach of this franchise. And I just am delighted in watching the evolution of Mikael Granlund and seeing all of the great things that he does out there on the ice, rewarded with a goal in this one, giving the Preds a 3-0 lead. At 15:59, Tolvanen's got a 2-on-1 attempt, but it won't go. At 17:27, UC Saros comes up with a huge save on Mayo. At 19:47, the captain Roman Josi is off to the box, 2 minutes for tripping. Saros comes up with a save on Kessel just as the period is coming to its expiration. Shots on goal at the end of the second period. The Preds are out shooting Arizona 14-12. A carryover of 1:43 into the next period for the Arizona Coyotes power play. And was it a terrible power play or a decent penalty kill? I'll let you choose your own adventure on that one. No matter what, a little bit of time expired before. At 3:46, the captain Roman Josi is headed off to the box again. This time, 2 minutes for slashing. Uncharacteristic for Roman Josi to pick up penalties, but to pick up multiple minor penalties in a game, well, maybe it was all just part of the captain's plan, because after sitting for 2 minutes and getting a little bit of rest, he comes out of the box at 5:54 and is on a breakaway out of the box. The original save by Vejmelka, but the rebound goes to the back wall. Josi then gets to it and banks the rebound off of the leg and into the net, giving the Nashville Predators a 4-0 lead over the Arizona Coyotes. At 12:59, the Predators get a penalty for too many men on the ice, allowing the shutout to be broken as Chychrun gets his 1st goal of the season. It was a wrist shot from out high, nothing more than that. It goes off of Benning and into the net. The Arizona Coyotes are on the board. The Preds have a 4-1 lead. We see the Nashville Predators close this game out pretty routinely after that. They had a couple of attempts on a power play to try to get the captain Roman Josi a hat trick, but it seemed like Josi was passing up the opportunities to shoot. I'm thinking 4 points was enough in the night for the captain in a game that they were sure to win. The Preds closed this thing out with a 4-1 victory, and they outshoot Arizona 24-23. Listen, there wasn't anything flashy or extremely exciting about this game. It was exactly what you have to do when you are taking on one of the worst teams in the NHL. And the Arizona Coyotes aren't even like old school expansion hockey bad. They are just a terrible hockey team. They had opportunities in this game. That long 5-on-3, all of those power play sequences they had. Any other NHL team, I believe, would have made the Nashville Predators pay, and pay dearly. So the Nashville Predators do what they have to do. They play a good professional hockey game. They learned the lesson from Chicago. They came out. They were ready to play. They were ready to go. Obviously, Olivier was ready to bring the jam and bring some knuckles early in the first. Unfortunately for Borowiecki, I don't think there was anything intentional about sticking out the knee, and the league obviously agrees with my assessment on that. But unfortunately, the Preds lose him pretty early in the game and have to go another night with 5 defensemen. And I'll talk more about that here in just a minute, because Phil Myers is who is really stepping up in these nights where they're having to go to 5 defensemen. And I think he's starting to emerge very quickly as a future star on this Nashville Predators team. Now listen, we had a correspondent on the front lines at Bridgestone Arena last night, brand new to the show. So let's just go ahead and throw it out to Bridgestone Arena, and let's get a recap from everything that happened between the Nashville Predators and the Arizona Coyotes. Take it away.
Crazy Charlie Saunier here, hosting Cap for the Renegades of Puck on the front lines. Nashville Predators with a huge 4-1 victory tonight. It was a professional victory led by the captain Roman Josi, 2 goals. Matt Duchene continues his hot streak here for the Nashville Predators on a pace to put up an incredible number of goals on the season. For the Nashville Predators, too many penalties tonight, unable to keep the shutout for UC Saros, but a good night overall at Bridgestone Arena. It was not the trap game we thought it would be. The Preds come away with the victory tonight. Now, after a 1-game homestand, it's time to head back down on the road, heading up into Canada on the next road trip. Nashville Predators touching first place in the Central Division tonight, right here in Smashville, with a 4-1 victory over the worst team in the NHL, the Arizona Coyotes. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier, for the Renegades of Puck, live at Bridgestone Arena.
Thank you so much for that account from the front lines. We sure do appreciate you recapping everything that happened between the Nashville Predators and the Arizona Coyotes. And that's some good-looking Renegades of Puck gear that you've got there. Already sporting the alternate logo out there on the plaza at Bridgestone Arena. Fantastic work by our brand new correspondent on the front lines. Hey, let's run through the box score. Let's run through a couple of numbers and a couple of thoughts. And let's get you guys out of here, because we've got a lot of things to get to in the upcoming days leading into this next road trip. For the Nashville Predators, your goal scorers were Duchene with 1, Granlund with 1, and of course your captain Roman Josi with 2 assists. Duchene also added an assist. Tolvanen with 2 assists. Very important for Tolvanen to get back on the score sheet. He has been in a considerable offensive drought for the last several games now. Roman Josi also adds 2 assists. In shots on goal, Josi led the team in shots with 4 on net. Time on ice, Mikhail Granlund, as always, 1935. That led all of the forwards. And in defenseman, Roman Josi, as is almost customary, leads all the D and the entire team in time on ice. 27-40 in total time on ice. Shorthanded time on ice, you got to give Mikhail Granlund a lot of credit. 259, that 5-on-3, just simply incredible. Josi was also out there for a good bit of shorthanded time. Ekholm, 339 is shorthanded time on ice, and Benning, 314. The PK unit did a really good job. Yes, they did give up 1 against, but that 5-on-3 sequence right there could have changed the course of that entire game, and the Nashville Predators were able to survive it. Couple of other thoughts from this game. UC Saros, 22 out of 23. Again, the 5-on-3 sequence for a full 2 minutes just keeps coming up. 4 saves. Incredible job right there keeping the Nashville Predators grounded and in that game in the first period. Overall, other than that, a fairly light workload for UC Saros. Could have been a little bit difficult in the first period. He didn't face a shot on goal for the first several minutes of the game. The Nashville Predators doing a great job of controlling the early part of that game. That's when I knew it wasn't going to be the trap game that I was worried about. When the Preds came out and looked that good on the first rotation through the lines, I had a feeling everything was going to go kind of the way it ended up going. Now listen, Matt Duchene is the player that everyone expected. Now he's got 9 goals and he's on on pace for a historic Nashville Predators season. And I'm not going to start talking about those types of things right now, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you he's only 2 goals away from being a third of the way to the franchise record for goals in a single season. So we'll pace ourselves when it comes to that, but the pace he is on right now, absolutely incredible. Roman Josi is the captain's captain. He's doing an incredible job out there leading his squad, and right now he is red hot. He had gone a couple of games without a point, but jumps right back in his second 4-point game on the season. And a couple of players I really wanted to highlight before we go ahead and wrap things up today. Tommy Novak, little things, smart touches. He's a solid hockey player. For some of you who might just look at box scores, might look at points, might just only look at goals and assists or time on ice or whatever it is, Tommy Novak, when he gets opportunities, he does very smart things like goes into the corner, makes a little tip to himself along the wall, extends the play, allows his team to get a change. I'm telling you, if you haven't really focused on Tommy Novak's play shift after shift, I think you should go ahead and take a little bit of extra time watching him. He's really a joy to watch as a hockey player. Very fundamentally solid, and I think he could develop into a very Colton Sissons, Kelly Yarncroke type player for this Nashville Predators team. Again, Tommy Novak's not going to blow anybody away when you look at the box score and see that he had 1 shot on net and skated 10:39. But I'm going to tell you, his performance out there on the ice indicates a lot more than this box score. And Phil Myers, some of you wanted to just give up on this kid after 1 game, frankly, when nobody on the team looked very good in that game. Phil Myers now getting an opportunity, and you have got to give him stick taps. The Predators have gone down a defenseman through a game misconduct, through an injury, and he has stepped up multiple times now. 1933 in total time on ice, delivered 3 hits, had a crushing shoulder check in the neutral zone in the first period, and frankly, he's a good player out there. Strong skater, big, physical, and it looks like he's getting more and more comfortable with every shift that he takes out there on the ice. I know everybody wants Phil Myers to come in here and immediately be a top 4 defenseman in the NHL, but that's not where he is at in his development. But he is a very solid candidate to be on that third pair defense right now, especially with Matt Benning, and I have no problem getting Phil Myers into the lineup on a regular basis to get him that more development. At some point, someone's going to get injured. You're going to need more defensemen to be NHL capable and ready. Give Myers the minutes now. Let him develop. He's earned them, and that is something that's become very important to this head coach and very important to this team is earning those minutes. So I believe he has earned them, and I believe Novak is earning his right to stay in the lineup, and they should go ahead and do that. I really like the way the team is coming together, the team toughness, the physicality of this team. I really am enjoying what I'm seeing from this development. If that's the team John Hines wants to deploy night in and night out, well, what I have watched recently is they've gone into some really tough rinks. They've imposed their will, and they've come away with victories. UC Saros is a Vezina possible goaltender. Roman Josi is already a Norris Trophy winner, and Matt Duchene has returned to the form that made him an all-star earlier in his career. So the Nashville Predators have some pieces that could come together and be a very difficult and dangerous team. For just a moment after this game, the Nashville Predators did kiss first place in the Central Division before the rest of the later night scores came in. So the Preds have every opportunity to go now and pick up some points on this road trip. 3 games, split the road trip at the very least. You have a very bad Ottawa team coming up on this road trip. You have a neutral Montreal team, and you have a fairly good Toronto Maple Leafs team. So listen, you better be able to come out with at least 3 points on this road trip. For the Nashville Predators, this was a good professional victory. Very happy it didn't turn out to be a trap game. Right before we head on out, just a couple of things. You guys know that I am probably going to be heading out of the bunker in the next couple of days. I'm going to be headed over to see some Renegades down on the east part of Tennessee. I'm going to be heading over on the 19th of November to Red Bank, Tennessee. I'm going to be seeing the Pit 6, my old wrestling partner Tank from Project Mayhem from back in the Wild Side days. He's going to be taking on Neil Diamond Cutter. But then on the next night, incredibly important, on the 20th of November, that's Saturday night, ICW at 8 p.m. at the Inversion Circus Arts Center in Chattanooga. Tank is taking on John Wayne Murdoch for the American Deathmatch Championship. Stacked cards on both of these shows. It's incredibly incredibly important to my wrestling family and my wrestling friends over there in the east part of Tennessee in Chattanooga to get some support for these shows and these massive events. Listen, some of you are insane. Some of you absolutely love the hardcore and the violence, and this is exactly for you. So go ahead. Check out the details on the screen right now. I've got both of those flyers up so you can see and check them out. Give these guys some stick taps. Give these guys some love. They're going out there and putting their lives on the line. And I'm going to be going down there to see my old partner as he goes for the American Deathmatch Championship in his hometown in Chattanooga. Tank, Strong Style Psycho, you know I'm going to be right there with you, cheering you on. I promise I'm going to keep my distance, Renegades. I'm not going to get involved in any way. At least I'm promising that right now, but you never know what happens once you get down there. That's why the jersey's sitting right here. That's why it's ready to go. I'll be making my way out of the bunker and now off to the front lines over in Chattanooga to catch my friends on a great couple of wrestling shows. And before we head out the door, just one more thing. So proud to last night have made my debut on the Nashville Predators post-game show. As you can see, here I am right between Lindsey Rowley and Terry Crisp, just doing my thing, being an analyst and just being there hanging out, listening to these two pros do their work. Really proud to be out there on the front lines and watching two members of the High Council, the Renegades, do what they do. After all, I have a lot of respect and a lot of love for both of those people, and I just wanted to hang out for a couple of minutes. So it was a great honor and a great joy to be out there milling around in the background of your shot on the post-game show last night, sporting the brand new Renegades of Puck alternate logo t-shirt. So appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you joining me on the Twitch stream over here, appreciate each and every one of you. No half-step, and thank you so much for spending some of your Sunday afternoon with me. And for those of you over here on the YouTube version of the show, I sure do appreciate each and every one of you. Fantastic effort over the first month. I know that we can continue growing and getting better, and we're going to continue doing just that. So appreciate each and every one of you who have already jumped in the trenches with us and shared and liked and subscribed and commented and done all of those incredible things. Looking forward to doing this for the next 3/4 of a season and well beyond, and expanding beyond the areas here of Middle Tennessee out through the state, to the country, to the world itself. The Renegades of Puck are looking to take over. It's what we call no half step, and it's exactly what we're doing. We made our presence known last night at Bridgestone Arena for just a couple of moments, and we may do that again on the front line soon. You never know where the Renegades of Puck will show up. RenegadesOfPuck.com, Renegades of Puck on all the different social media accounts for each and every one of the Renegades of Puck, and I look forward to them jumping back in the trenches this week. For Mostradamus, for Sean C. Smith, for Brian Baston, for K. Perk, and of course, for the ultimate one, I am your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick tabs, love, respect.